Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good day and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is a master in the performing arts, a man whose journey through dance has been as fluid and mesmerizing as a waltz on a moonlit stage. Born amidst the vibrant rhythms of Beirut, Lebanon, he soon found his footing in the graceful world of dance upon moving to Sweden at the tender age of 12. His story is one of determination, for he took his first steps at the Ballet Academy of Stockholm, defying the notion that it's never too late to chase one's passion. From those early days, he embarked on a European odyssey, gracing stages from Germany to UK, leaving behind a trail of awe-inspired audiences. He found not only his muse, but his partner in life, Christina, amidst the world of cruise ships performances. Together, they wove tales of rhythm and grace across Scandinavia, dazzling audiences with iconic shows like Saturday Night Fever, Miami Nights, and Fame the Musical. Yet his artistry extends beyond the stage, seamlessly blending with the world of screens both large and small. With each role, he's proven a chameleon, transforming into creatures and characters that defy recognition. His cinematic repertoire reads like a love letter to the craft, with standout performances in Designated Survivor, American Gods, and Once Upon a Mattress. Among his many accolades, he's also etched his mark as the iconic Kudo Guy. His 80s mustache gracing billboards and newspapers across Canada is a testament to his indelible presence in the entertainment landscape. In the realm of theater, his name is synonymous with excellence, from commanding the stage as Bernardo in West Side Story to gracing Berkeley, CA in Moonson Wedding. His performances have left audiences breathless as they are transported to worlds of music, dance, and emotion. And if that weren't enough, he has choreographed and orchestrated movements that become poetry in motion. His collaborations with his beloved Christina have adorned corporate events and functions with a touch of magic for over 15 years, spreading the joy of dance across Toronto. Now, through it all, he stands as a living testament to the belief that there are no shortcuts in pursuit of one's dreams. Some of his projects span from Zero Hour to The Love Guru, each a testament to his dedication and artistry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the incomparable Dani Jazzar. Dani, thank you so much for your time today, and welcome to the show.
Wow, that's quite an introduction. Thanks.
Sir, it's, as we were chatting, it's you live the life and it's well deserved. And I got to ask you, you started ballet in Stockholm. What was the drive that drew you to the stage?
What was it? Well, I started taking dance classes as a hobby when I was in high school. And it was mostly like hip hop and jazz on weekends for fun. And it just kind of took over. I started doing it more and more. And eventually, while I was studying at the university, actually, in Stockholm to become a civil engineer, I was taking electroengineering at the University of Stockholm. And I was in my second year when I realized that it wasn't for me. And I didn't fully believe in my skills as a dancer. I mean, again, I was taking dance classes at a small dance school, which was, funnily enough, I had opened the Yellow Pages and picked A, as in Annika's Jazz and Dance School, when I started dancing. And that just evolved. I started teaching there. I started choreographing there. And while at the university studying to become an electrical engineer, I decided that it wasn't for me. I wanted to do more in the arts and dance industry, which was a very tough conversation with two Arabic parents that were very set on education kind of thing. But yes, and I didn't have the skills. I didn't believe in myself as a performer. So I still took dance classes in the evenings, but I studied dance as theory at the university. So I took a year of dance theory and theater theory in Stockholm. And then I did the same thing with film. I did a course in film theory and film studies. All the while taking dance classes, had no idea that dance could become a profession. And then somebody recommended, hey, you know, there's the Ballet Academy of Stockholm that you can apply to, which was not government funded. It was something that obviously I had to pay for myself. So I applied, and for somebody who had never taken a ballet class ever, I did not pass that first time. Needless to say, I did not get into the ballet academy just like this. So I took a year of just doing ballet every day. Took ballet every day. It was a preparatory line at the ballet academy, half day kind of thing. So I would take ballet every day, contemporary, jazz, and stuff like that in the morning, work in the afternoons delivering groceries and driving a van, and take classes in the evenings. And at the age of around 23, 24, I applied. I was 1990. Well, yeah, I applied for the Ballet Academy in the 1999. So I was 25 when I applied, and I was pretty much one of the oldest ever to apply to the Ballet Academy. And I got in. And that's it.
So you
Never look back.
That's the best part. You don't have to look back. You can only ever look forward, right?
Exactly.
You had mentioned ballet theory or dance theory, sorry. I'm just wondering if you could explain that a little bit more.
Well, when I took it, it was kind of like a line. It was a course in Sweden that you could take to become a critic, to become to write papers about dance and theater and stuff like that. So we learned everything about dance, history of dance, all the big choreographers, watched a lot of dance pieces, watched a lot of theater, both like contemporary and modern. And so it was like an in-depth study in theater and theater history and the science of theater and dance. And the same thing with film. That got me really interested about like watching silent movies, watching the history of movie making and the techniques that people used and stuff like that. And it helped me really a lot in my like later in life. Like I would always bring back that. I still have my books from back then.
Now, out of all the different styles that you've learned over the years, is there a specific style that you prefer to do more than another, one that just speaks to you a little bit more?
I started as a like hip hopper and jazz, like street jazz or street dance, like it used to be called, and that's always close to my heart. Like even nowadays, when or not nowadays, we don't do it as much, but when we used to choreograph a lot of corporate events and gigs and stuff like that, that used to be the thing that I loved most to do. That and disco. I am forever a disco. Like, give me a disco tune and I will choreograph it. I will dance it. I love dressing up as John Travolta and doing the disco moves. So yeah, disco, I would say.
I want to ask you something a little bit more about the emotional side of this. When you're dancing, can you describe some of the emotional or the sensations that you're experiencing? Not everyone can fully appreciate the kind of the outer body or just the rhythmic that happens to it.
It has evolved for sure. When I was younger, especially when I started dancing, you could not, I could not get enough. I felt like I needed to catch up with all the younger generation that had been dancing since they were 3, and I wanted to dance a lot. But for me, was going out and dancing in the clubs, especially in Sweden. I was the one person who tried to get the corner where there was nobody dancing, where I would just lose myself into my own moves and started just moving and creating something else rather than just bopping to the beat. And I mean, as I got older, like now standing on a stage at my age and dancing, like we're doing a show right now, Evita, and we're doing this 5-minute number that is dance from start to finish. And in the beginning, it scared me a little bit because I hadn't done this style of dance or this much dancing since the pandemic, I would admit. So it scared me a little bit, but the joy and the fulfillment of being able to do it, and once I'm comfortable doing it, it scares me before I go on stage, but once I'm out there, my heart is pumping, my blood is rushing, and I keep reminding myself to breathe. But it is an amazing sensation.
So when we talk about this sensation, there's actually a lot of articles that support that there's massive benefits from a physical and mental well-being state. Would you agree that, having this career in dance has affected your physical and mental well-being in just a very positive way?
Of course, I'm one of those people that advocate a lot for physical fitness. I go to the gym almost every day.
Oh.
You can ask anybody in this industry and they'll tell you they're trying to be Dani Jazzar. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I believe that a healthy body and a fit body is what it takes to, I mean, this is our instrument. It's what it takes to maintain our bodies and be able to dance at the age of 50. Like it's not, you're not gonna last if you don't take care of your body. And for me, starting the day with going to the gym and focus and working out it centers me, it makes me ready, and yeah, it gives me, like, I'll do it on a 2-show day. I'll go to the gym, I feel invigorated, I'll go do a show, and I'll go back to the gym in between shows to get a quick keep moving, my body keeps moving and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just me.
That sounds great. You're gonna go work out with your dance and go stretch and get ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you something a little bit more heartfelt. Is there something specific? Is there a specific dance or routine that holds a special meaning to you in your career that you've gone so far?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. A specific dance or routine? I don't know, man. I feel like everything I do, I keep in here.
Mhm.
But I'll never forget, there was a choreographer and teacher when I went to the ballet academy. His name is Charles Moore, and he was one of those choreographers that he choreographs so well to the music that when he hits a beat and it's a bass line or something like that, you can just feel it in your whole body. And there's a routine that he did once that I'll never forget. But yeah, that would be it. Like dancing to a good choreographer, doing a good dance move, like it's special.
Now, as we're talking about choreographing, you actually have choreographed a number of these as well. Has anyone inspired your artistic choices when you're creating your choreograph?
I feel like everybody that I've worked with inspire me in a way, whether it's dance teachers or choreographers that I've worked with over the years, or even dancers that we hire, that we used to hire for corporate events. I'm always inspired by people's movements and what they bring to the table. But for me, is listening to the music and let it make me choreograph, if that makes sense. I mean, I used to like be very much inspired by Bob Fosse, and but when it comes to choreographing stuff like this, it's just, I just make it up. I just, whatever works in my body and my dance vocabulary is what I like using.
So would you say that that's kind of what sets you apart from other choreographers? You're feeling the music as opposed to kind of coming with a preset game plan almost?
Not necessarily. I mean, everybody has their own way of of working, and I love when a choreographer comes prepared as well. And in all honesty, I mean, I'm a there are so many good choreographers in Toronto right now. Like, so I don't necessarily call myself a choreographer. I love doing it, and I love doing it uh, in any way, shape, or form. And when I work with choreographers, I'm the one that like sees different things and might raise my hand and be like, "Oh, how about? Do you think we should do this way?" Or but also respect when they have their own ways of working. But yeah, I like it's weird because pre-pandemic we used to work a lot.
Right.
And maybe a couple of years pre-pandemic, I would call myself a choreographer because we used to do a lot of corporate events, a lot of gigs. We built good connections. I don't choreograph as much as I love it. I've been busy with family, with kids, and doing shows myself and working with choreographers. And like I said, I like to work with choreographers and and respect their way of working.
Right.
But I've also like with my wife. My wife is an intimacy coordinator, and in this past year, I've educated myself in becoming an intimacy professional, intimacy coordinator as well. So I'm kind of like leaning more towards that. And there are a lot of established choreographers. As much as I would love to work as a choreographer, I know that this industry is so specific, and if people are working, they're working. But I will still come with my own visions and my own points, and I'm the one in the group that is not shy to be like, hey, can we do it on the left because it might work.
I like that. It's nice that you're exploring other avenues, and when you look at these intimacy courses, it's really going to contribute to your personal and creative growth
Oh
as,
yeah,
as an actor
oh
and
yeah.
choreographer as well.
And as a dancer, as a dance partner, as a choreographer, it's uh, we've always been aware of the intimate part of dancing and stuff like that. But bringing that knowledge into being an intimacy coordinator and widen it to more than just dance, but also bringing it to the like film and TV and to scenes in theater and stuff like that. It's very helpful and very useful.
So while we're talking about partners and these intimate scenes, if you could choose to kind of, dance solo or as a group activity, with a bunch of people, or just you and a partner, let's say the cameras are away, it's just, the music is blaring. Does Dani grab a partner, or is he just dancing in the corner like no one's watching him?
I'll grab a partner. I love grabbing a partner. I love having somebody to dance with. Used to love doing lifts. Like me and my wife, we used to do a lot of lifts together, especially when we did a lot of corporate events, just the two of us. That would be our night out. We would get hired as a dance couple to go out and entertain at a corporate event, at a birthday, or whatever it may be. And yeah, grabbing a partner is my preference.
Wonderful. And now, Dani, you're actually also a very successful actor as well outside of dance. When did you start to make that transition from dancing to in front of the camera?
It happened kind of organically, I was gonna say. Like when I first moved to Canada in 2003, life just took different turns. I'm not gonna go into all the details, but it was supposed to go to Broadway, supposed to do a musical called Bombay Dreams. Had an offer, it didn't work out because of paperwork, because I was Swedish at the time, not Canadian. Yada yada yada. Long story short, I ended up being cast in Once Upon a Mattress as a dancer. And it was the first job I've done in Canada. I hadn't done any theater yet. I haven't done anything. And it was the first really film and TV job I had done. So I moved to Vancouver for a couple of months to shoot it, and I met like everybody who's anybody in the dance industry in Canada, and got to know a lot of good people. and I got to, like, I'm a person who loves to watch, listen, and learn. That's so being on set, learning what it takes to be a dancer, and what it takes to be somebody in front of the camera, what goes on behind the camera and stuff like that. So I learned a lot, and from then I decided that that's something that I wanted to do as well. So I took some classes, but what mostly, in all honesty, I did was I did a lot of background work.
Right.
I did stand-in work. Worked as a body double. I tried to do everything there is to do in the film and TV industry, to learn from that as well. And one thing led to another, and I really enjoyed it. Like, and as much as I enjoyed doing like being a principal actor, or being an actor on a TV show, or a dancer on a TV show, I do enjoy being a stand-in, being a stand-in in a show, or doing a background in a show, being a body double. Like, I've done everything you can imagine, from being a body double in a car chase on Handmaid's Tale to being a hand double in, I don't know, like I don't know, a Victorian time piece, you know? So yeah, I love doing everything in this industry, and I've been lucky enough over the years that that's all I've done. I've either worked in front of the camera, behind the scenes, being like a suit in suits for a full season, doing background, walking around in a law office, to playing principal roles here and there, to doing theater and corporate events. Like, it's all I've done, and
So
we've been lucky enough.
when you look back on your very accomplished career and a very successful career, what's if you could say, hey, this is the most important lesson that I've learned, what would that be?
Family first. I always, or mostly, base my decisions on what's best for my family, what's best for like, especially having kids. It's different when I take a job out of town, because we discuss it to see, does that work? Is it going to work with my wife's work? Is it going to work with, is it going to be okay for me to be away from the kids for this long? And is it worth it? But for me, it's family, and is it a project that I love doing myself? But yeah, what we do is, what I do at least, is for my family.
That's amazing. And Dani, where can people learn more about you?
Anywhere. No. Instagram, I'm on, if you Google Dani Jazzar, you'll find websites, and I have a website, but I'm not, it's a Wix website, wix.danijazzar.com kind of thing. I'm not good at updating things. I like to take life as it comes right now, and I'm probably not as good on social media as I should be. But I'm doing a Vita right now at Cambridge for Drain Entertainment. I'll be doing Fiddler on the Roof next, that we start in 2 weeks. We start rehearsals in 2 weeks for that. So you're welcome to come see it. Yeah, other than that, we'll see where life takes me. I like not being too locked up, because, you know, I got kids, family. I have a 17-year-old who's graduating high school next year, so we were discussing it this morning that I might have a contract next year. I might turn it down because I want to be there for his graduation. But my kids are very understanding, because he was like, no, it's just one day. This is like a contract. I'm like, yeah, but I've missed enough birthdays, and you know, you choose your battles.
No, 100%. And Dani, if someone said to you, what's something that people tend to misunderstand about you the most, what would you say?
That I'm a hard ass. I'm a softie. No, they think Dani Jazzar is a tough guy who goes to the gym every day, and but you know, I love life, and family and friendship means a lot to me. So I'm very proud of the people that I've met over the years. I'm very proud of everything they do. I keep track and I keep contact with friends in Sweden that I grew up with and went to the ballet academy with.
Mhm.
Same way I try to keep contact with people that I work with here. You know how it is in theater industry. You're so intense and so close together for such a short time, and then people go to other projects. But we try to keep it's a tight knit community that we always try to keep together.
And Dani, I have time for one last question for you, and it's what makes Dani Jazzar smile?
My kids, uh, their antics and their kookiness at the dinner table or after dinner is what makes me smile the most, to be honest with you.
That's beautiful. And Dani, as that was my last question for you. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on with Coffee Chris today. Everyone out there, remember to smile to inspire. Google Dani Jazzar and have a fantastic day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate being here, and thanks for asking me.
Thanks.